Hi everyone, it's Daphne from Scrap and Create. Today I'm back to share with you my latest mini album featuring the Graphic 45 large tags. So I want to point out in the very beginning that I don't have a tutorial for this just yet. I learned a few things while I was putting this together and have redesigned some of the construction. It'll make it easier, but it'll also make it a little bit more structured. So it's going to look very much the same, but it's going to be constructed in a different fashion. So although I did do a tutorial for this, I'm not going to release it. I'm going to release with a new design. And so I just want to share that with you. And it'll be coming out very soon. I've already got it pretty much designed. I just haven't released it yet. And I'll be doing it just because I've already made a black one. I'm going to do the tutorial actually in a cream tag, but it's the same size. So with that, I want to go ahead and get started. So this is the Graphic 45 large tag, and I've used the large tag and the tag die, which if you want to replicate the look of this album, you'll need the large tag die. You'll need the Graphic 45 Tropical Travelogue, which is the same collection I used for the small one. So I had a DCE is enough to make that the 4x6 mini album, this mini album. And you still have, you could probably get 2 of the 4x6s and one of these out of one DCE. So it's enough paper to do a couple. So if you want to do an event-based one, you would have 1 to keep, and 2 to share. So I want to go ahead and get started with the walkthrough on this, and I'll start pointing out some of the features. I'm real happy with the way this looks, but like I said, I've rethought some of the construction process, and you'll be getting the benefit of that in the next video. So this is a charm for my stash, which I just love, and I think it looks precious there. This is one of the cut-aparts. This is fussy cut from the collection, and so is this. And then on this one, I've actually double layered the fussy cut. So you've got a lot of dimension there. It looks really nice. In the background, the backdrop is a fussy cut card, and I featured some of those loose inside. These are stickers, just paper-backed. I've added a hinge. In the next one, I'm probably going to do it without hinges because I'm going to have some things hanging off the side. There's my spine. I love that paper. And then there's the back. Very simple. And one of the things that I did in the very end was add this hinge. And that's why you see the back hinge or the latch. You'll see the hinge here because it wasn't part of the original design. So I covered it up with a sticker. But normally I would have put my matte paper over that. And again, in the tutorial that I put together, I've kind of incorporated all my lessons learned in this book. Okay, so when you open it up, the package comes with 6 tags, and that's what I featured in this album. So you buy 1 pack and you get this out. You'll have enough to make this album. So here's a cut apart, and this is a fussy cut element from the collection, and then this is just one of the fussy cut cards, cut aparts. I fussy cut this from the collection, and I left it open-ended so that you could position your photo under it. And this is just free floating with a small tuck spot here. I've added 2 different kinds of ribbon, and I like the idea that there's 2. I think it looks kind of nice. And because I was short on ribbon and I was trying to make it stretch because this is the colors I wanted, I tied a knot with this wax-covered twine. So because I'm not making a bow or a knot with a ribbon, a little bit of ribbon goes a long way. Okay. Here's a piece of chipboard and a piece of ribbon that I've tied to it to give it some interest. This is another tuck spot, and I've left that open-ended. These are 2 tuck spots, so this is either a photo mat or a journaling card. And this is just a cut apart. It was actually one of these cards cut in half. This is a piece of chipboard, and I've left it open-ended so you can slightly tuck whatever you want behind it. The leaves are also open-ended. So I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. I've got a journaling card and a cut apart here. 2 pieces of chipboard layered, and that creates kind of this little tuck spot. I've left this slightly open-ended so you can slightly tuck your photo behind it. This is a tuck spot here. And this is a cut apart, and I've popped it with a piece of chipboard behind it. And this I just adhered directly to the page. So you can either use that as a frame for a photo or just a backdrop. Here I've added the adventure sticker, and I put it in the middle of the paper so that you can slightly slide your photos behind it. So it becomes the centerpiece of this page, adventure. And this could be a journaling card or a very small photo. And then over here I've got stamps on the opposing corners, and this is a cut apart from one of the images, and then it's just popped with some chipboard. And I added these two photo mats. So one is actually just designer paper, the other one's a cut apart featuring the flamingos, which are very pretty. And I really like this bird, and I'm happy with the way this page turned out. I left my leaves open-ended so that I could slide my images slightly behind them. And I did the same thing here. I left her open-ended and this open-ended. So that's my my mini album featuring the Graphic 45 large tag die. And like I said, I learned some things putting this together, so I am going to release a video tutorial, but it'll be using cream cardstock or cream tags. So I've already got it prepped, I'm ready to go. But it'll basically, if you follow that tutorial, you'll be able to construct this album. So I'll point out a couple of things that I learned. One is I think I put too much room between each of the pages. And when you turn it on its side, you can kind of see all the pages that are laying down. So I've tightened up my spine by 1/2 inch. So each of the pages will be a little bit closer together. They will be adhered essentially the same with a hinge style and spine, but the pages will be a little thinner. So it's going from 2 inches to 1.5 inches. And because I'm putting the pages closer together, I won't require a latch on the front to hold the cover up. If I didn't have a latch, you can see how it kind of falls down. And I think even filled with photos, it might still be a little too broad. So that's one of the things that I fixed. And I think it'll just feel a lot more substantial in your hands if the book isn't collapsing on you. So I'm happy with the way it looks from a designer perspective and how I've organized the prints, but I do think I can do better on the construction. So I'll get that video out to you guys soon, but I did want to share this. I promised in the last video that I was going to do something with a large tag, so here it is. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough, and the actual or a tutorial to put a book together very similar with the exception of it having a thinner spine will be out very soon. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if you hit that little bell on the bottom there, it'll notify you every time we have some new content for you guys to check out. And we're doing our best to keep content rolling to you on a pretty frequent basis, but your liking, your subscribing, and your share goes a long way to help fund this channel. So we really support you guys watching and sharing our content with others in the crafting community. Thanks again from Scrap and Create. This is Daphne saying goodbye for now, and I'll be back soon with that tutorial. Bye-bye.